Hey guys, happy Sunday to everybody. I wanted to make this video because I've been asked multiple times what I think of my orbitbaby G5 system. It's come up probably because a lot of people are, a lot of my friends, one of my friends has been talking about it. Michelle's been talking about it. She's got her eye on a stroller that she's been pondering for quite some time. And so we're always talking about travel systems. I am definitely a collector who really enjoys a good stroller system. And I actually use the strollers that I have. I have multiples at this point in time. I've invested in a few strollers, but I don't buy new strollers all the time. I usually will ponder for quite some time, and if I really think that I'm going to enjoy it, then I'll go ahead and invest the money into it. But it's usually a more expensive type of travel system that I tend to want to have for my dolls. And this orbitbaby system is, if you followed me for any length of time, is not the first orbit system I've had. The orbitbaby G2 was the first one that I had, and I had the G2 car seat, as well as I had the stroller as well. And I got several years use out of that. It was a really good investment. And I don't find that all things that I buy for my babies are good investments, and there are some regretful purchases over the years. However, the orbitbaby system's not so much. But after having this for almost 9 months now, I can't believe I've had this for almost 9 months. I wanted to do an updated review on my thoughts on it now that I've had it for a period of time and I've used it for all of the time. There's not a point in time where I've put this away and not used it. Monroe is in it all of the time, as she is, just like she is right now. And we're in my office. This is where she spends most of her time, and she spends it in the orbitbaby travel system. And I still have the little, it's like a bug fly net with the little daisies on it. I have left that on because when I cover it up and I drape the blanket over it, it kind of protects her and keeps her from getting dust and all of that on her. And then I have a blanket that I use to cover, and then I always have an extra blanket here. But this system, you guys, I love it even more than I liked my first orbitbaby system. Of course, it's an upgraded system. It is beautiful in this gorgeous rose gold frame, and it's one of their limited edition frames. I love it so much. You guys, it is so pretty. The color, the shade of pink, because I'm not a fan of all pink. Like, it's not like I would run out and buy a pink stroller just on a whim. It's just not. It has to be the right shade of pink. It has to be well made. It has to be of high quality. And this is a very sturdy system, much more sturdy and hardy, comparable to the G2. So the upgrades and the smoothness, and I don't know, there's just a huge difference in the quality from the first orbitbaby system to this one. Not so much in the car seat, but the stroller frame for sure. The car seats were pretty darn identical, minus they've made a few upgrades to it, like the type of fabrics they've used and just some minor tweaks that I've noticed from the first car seat. But where the big upgrades are in the frame, the stroller frame, and one of the biggest upgrades that they did was the changing of the handlebar. The G2 had separated handles, and it was terrible. It was very hard to maneuver. It wasn't even, even the grips didn't feel comfortable, to be honest with you. Then they made it into one big loop, and it's nicely covered in leather. So it's very luxurious. It feels like my car steering wheel is what it feels like. It's amazing. And this is meant to actually, when it's folded up, it sits on its end. So this is what makes it stand upright. So it's really lovely. It's easy to maneuver. It's easy to pull out of like your car and, open it up to take the baby for a walk or whatever you're using it for. it's so smooth and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. And then they have the cup holders, which we all love for keys or whatever we want to put in there, or if it's truly water, or a bottle, or a pacifier, or just baby stuff, which is what I tend to do most of the time. You can get, there's a basket you can get to put underneath it to hold things, but because I don't have a need for that, I'm not taking her shopping, I'm not using it for shopping, I don't have a need to have that, so I have not bothered. But the wheels on this, beautiful, sturdy, you don't have to pump them up. It's the one thing I don't like about my Quinny system is that they're blow up, the two back wheels are blow up wheels, and they go flat a lot, so I have to constantly add air to them. I like that I don't have to do that with these, but there's still a nice, these are nice quality wheels and they're not like cheap plastic. A lot of the strollers tend to have cheap plastic wheels and then they get dented, dinged, and they don't ride smoothly after you've used it for a period of time. This I've not had that problem with. Good quality, again, good quality. You're paying, you know, in certain situations, you get what you pay for, and that's not everything that you purchase, but if you do your homework and you look into things and read the reviews and talk to people that have had them, you'll get the lowdown on, you know, what people really think of them. Michelle and I were talking about this yesterday, actually, that there are so many Facebook groups for different things such as like orbitbaby and different brands of like high-end, more luxury brands. There's sometimes a Facebook group that you can join that talks all about it, that talks about reviews, what mommies think of those products, and they'll give you straight up, this is not worth the money type of answers if you ask questions in groups like that. I find that to be super helpful. Before I go and buy a luxury purchase that's a high-end purchase, this was an investment. They're not inexpensive. I want to do my due diligence and make sure I know I'm making a good, you know, purchase overall, and I'm not going to be dissatisfied, because if you get it and unbox it, if you don't like it, it's just such a big pain in the butt to have to box it up and send it back if you don't like it. In fact, most people wouldn't do that because, you know, once you get it out of the box, the way they package things, I don't even know if you could ever get it back in the box. So I like to be as sure as I can possibly be before making a purchase such as this. And I've had really good luck with the first one, which is why I thought I would like the second one. And I am absolutely in love with this system. I think that, and I said this before numerous times, I think that this car seat system is the most sturdy car seat with base and tether system to go and put a baby in your car and drive around for safety. Like when my daughters have babies, this is the system I will buy for them, because it is truly one of the safest systems. It's the only car seat base and system that has ever been tethered down, so it literally doesn't move, and it levels both sideways like this as well as leveling like this. So that way, you know, based on however your car back seat is, you can adjust it so that it fits properly, and you literally cannot move the base at all, which is very hard to do with car seat bases. If you've ever tried to tighten one down, it's almost impossible to keep it from moving even a little bit. This one doesn't move. It's fantastic, and it's very easy to install, which is also a plus. So one of the best, safest that I have seen, just from my own use and purposes of, you know, having babies, having friends, children in car seats, like, this is where it's at. It's a beautiful, beautiful system. And I also still like the fact that the arm rest or holder for the car seat, which is underneath all of this, it's a padded material. It's not a hard rounded plastic, so it doesn't hurt your arm to actually put it on your arm and carry it. It's just a very comfortable system, easy maneuver. I love it. I really do. So really, obviously, my updated review is I would buy this 10 times over again. The car seat was gifted, so I didn't pay for the car seat, but I did pay for the stroller, the G5 stroller to go with because I could have kept the other old system. It would have worked fine with it, but I wanted to do the upgrade because I wanted new with new. And then I gifted on my old system to another collector. So that way someone else could get some good use out of it, because it was like brand new, even though it was several years old and had never been in any impact. So it was very safe still for even a living infant to be in. However, I'm super happy that I made the investment. I would do it again if I, in the future may. Who knows what will come out between now and then. This is still the most current of the orbitbaby systems. And I'm thrilled. I cannot wait for the warm weather to arrive so that I can take this baby out for walks. I love how she fits in it. And she's not a tiny newborn, but it's a nice size system. However, June would not fit in this. She's too big for this. Usually infant car seat systems for those bigger babies, like, Pickle and the Joseph and the June and all of those bigger babies, they're not meant to go in infant size car seats. They look huge in them. They're not meant for them. Looks like you're shoving a giant stuffed toy in a seat. But they are meant truly for up to a certain pounds, certain age baby. And I think the, typical newborn or 0 to 3 month size babies work best in these infant style car seats. She has the newborn insert, which is underneath, which is also great that it comes with an insert that you don't have to see. So you can take this headrest out. That is also an infant headrest for newborns, but there's an insert that goes underneath the actual seat cover. So it's all underneath. So it's seamless and it really does prop her up properly. That's a tongue twister. It sits her up and more forward so that she's not like swallowed deep in the seat, because this is a very deep seated system. As you can tell, it's a deep system. The style of it, that's why it's so safe though, because literally the baby is nicely nestled in there. It's one of the things I like about it. But she is safely stowed in this. When she's strapped in, she's not going anywhere. And I love that about it. I just think that it's, again, quality, high quality. I love those really fine details. Attention to detail is one of my things. If I'm going to invest in a more pricier luxury brand product, especially for a stroller car seat system, I want the details to be there. I want it to be a beautiful piece, not just for, using purposes, but also for looking at it. Like for us, I know that we use them as props with our dolls, but it's a beautiful piece of baby furniture is how I look at it. And what a great way to have this baby displayed. She looks so cute in there. She loves it. She's nicely swaddled and comfy in it. But she really fits in this really well. And like I said, she's not a huge baby. She's also not small. But yeah, definitely well worth the money spent on this. I would do it again. So for those of you out there that are, contemplating wanting to purchase a stroller, not sure what you might like, depending on your price range, if you want a little bit of eye candy and you're not afraid to invest a little bit of money in more of a luxury brand, this is definitely one that's at the top of my list. There are a handful of others that I really enjoy and wouldn't mind trying out, but I have no need for it since I have this. This is like, for me, this is like the Cadillac of baby strollers, really. And there's Rue. Oh, goodness. So there it is, guys. Love this stroller. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it. And when you're pushing it, FYI, I don't think I mentioned this, if you're, taking your baby out for a stroll, whether it be on sidewalks or rocky terrain, this is a very smooth ride. And it's not noisy when you're pushing it. Some strollers, just because they're made of a lot of plastics, they tend to have like rattly, weird sounds to them. This is a very quiet stroll, but it's also smooth. So not just smooth for baby, but smooth for mom who's pushing it or whoever's pushing it. It's a smooth ride, so it doesn't feel like you're jolting and doing this the whole time. Even if it's on rocky terrain, it's very smooth, which I like, because the previous orbitbaby stroller frame was definitely more rocky of a ride. It wasn't as smooth, and this just, boy, they perfected it. It's just so nice. So there you go. There's little Monroe, happy as a clam, nestled and sweetly, just content as ever in this orbitbaby car seat. So anyways, guys, hopefully this is helpful for you guys out there that are looking to perhaps purchase a new stroller or get your first stroller. Hands down, this is probably the best stroller system I have ever used. And I've used many, whether it be for real babies or for my baby dolls. So there you go. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And Monroe and I, and Rue, we'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.